Hello, my friends, my butterfly friends. Well, we have undergoing great change and transformation, of course. I find your tea leaf cards very interesting. They're distracting me, but I'm trying to focus. The energy of the butterfly is with us during periods of transition, since the air is the element of the heart. This change usually involves relationships, or if you love your job, perhaps your career. Since transition is accompanied by some amount of discomfort, be extra patient and kind during this time, especially if the butterfly is you. Let solid friends and activities support you like a cocoon, committing to one daily routine, a meal, practice, or prayer, done at the same place and time will do wonders for lifting a butterfly's spirit. When in balance, cheerful and graceful. When out of balance, fragile and frustrated. To bring into balance, daily routine. And yes, speaking from experience, a daily routine is a wonderful thing to have. And I don't mean get up, go to work, come home, and veg out until bedtime. I mean getting up early, if that's what works for you, and doing some things to take care of yourself before you start your day. So it really sets you up for the day if you do that. Anyway, I hope that made sense. All right. Oh, let's see. So a lot of people, some people recommend something called a power hour. So you do 20 minutes of meditation, 20 minutes of journaling, and 20 minutes of some sort of exercise that would depend on you. Some sort of physical activity. Obviously, do it in an order that makes sense to you. Do what makes sense for you. Okay. Anyway, moving on. Now, looking at your tea leaf cards. Very interesting cards today. These are here to help you determine whether or not this is your reading, so they should be familiar to you in some way. We have casket, an ending, someone going out of your life or something, or the end of a situation. If you are truly the butterfly person, then you went through an ending. And that could be something very internal, or it could be something that was external as well. But we also have bat. Take care, enemies are working against you. If you've gone through a great deal of transformation, it's not so much that enemies are against you as that people who were in your life before you changed are not going to understand or be supportive of who you are becoming. And you do need to take care in that situation because they will challenge you. And you will have to be strong enough to say, no, this is who I am now, and I am going to continue down this path. So, the next thing we have, ta-da, butterfly, a change for the better for you. As I was talking about these friends or family, this community that doesn't understand the changes that you've been going through, you may experience them as a change for the better, and you should. But that doesn't mean everyone's going to see it that way. And you will have to be strong enough to resist their efforts to get you to go back. Now, we also have Vine. The thing that's really coming to my mind with Vine is the internet. It says, seek out information that will help you. And I don't know. I look at this card and I see the internet. Now, if you are going to the internet for information, be very careful. There's good information and there's not so good information. So, it should not tell you to harm yourself or anyone else in any way. I will say that. If somebody is also no blame game, okay? There's nothing productive about a blame game. And you do have fire here. Strong emotion, passionate love or hate, so you are going to need to balance that out. Maybe you have some emotional dysregulation to deal with. And you have Kangaroo, unsettled times, the need to plan ahead. Well, if you've gone through a big transformation like this, then yes, things will probably be feeling very unsettled. And you do need to figure out how to deal with your emotions here as well. All right. You can, of course, have other interpretations of these cards, but moving on. For your first row of tarot, we have the Five of Cups. So a painful emotional lesson, judgment, a call to be who you really are or become more fully yourself, more fully realized. And let's see what else is going on with you. Why are you here at this reading? Why are you looking for a tarot reading? Wow, okay, it's a lot of major arcana coming out. The High Priestess, of course, is suggesting that your intuition is coming online. You may be receiving downloads. You may be very confused about what the heck is going on. There is a Queen of Cups in the uncertainty position. This could very easily be you. So your emotional intelligence may be increasing. You may be making a lot of progress in that regard. And if that's a new thing for you, it could be very unsettling to develop this new insight and understanding of your own emotions and actions and others. Interesting. So, the Chariot is a card of forward movement and success. It can also refer to legal matters. But we have also the Eight of Wands here, which can be news. Something that's coming in quickly. Both of these cards are about something happening quickly. Maybe you're not certain how you feel about that. With the Queen of Wands in the Queen of Cups in the uncertainty position and the Eight of Wands in the uncertainty position, you may be feeling very unnerved by all the rapid change that's going on inside you and perhaps in your outer life. But with the High Priestess, I'm inclined to think that most of these changes are still invisible, internal. They won't stay that way, and maybe that's what has you feeling unsettled and concerned about rapid progress. And a disruption to the status quo, which is pretty much inevitable. I see. So we have the Seven of Swords. It is about lies, deceit, and betrayal. There is a potential here. I mean, there can be lies, deceit, and betrayal between other people, but there's also the potential for you to betray yourself by turning your back on your transformation, because it will disrupt your status quo. I see a lot of discomfort with what's happening. You do have freedom of choice. I would strongly suggest that you do allow your transformation to continue. To choose health always. But it is not going to be easy, and I don't know your personal circumstances. There can be circumstances that may require you to put some things on hold for a while. That's not usually the case. That's actually pretty rare. Most of us are able to move ahead. It doesn't have to be big steps. No, not at all. It can be very small steps. It doesn't have to be fast moving. All right, let's see what the universe has to say to you. It looks like your big concern is, in fact, your transformation and what to do about it or with it. Alright, this is going to take me a minute. I did not prepare my cards adequately. Alright. Let's see. What else? We have break free. Well, strong emotions. Wild. Tame versus wild. You may be feeling that way, like your old way of being was very tamed. Or maybe you feel like your old way of being was very wild. And now that it's a completely different way of life is calling you. A balanced, centered life, that could feel very tame, if depending on how you were living your life. And yet, it is a path to a vibrant, abundant life, to comfort, good health. So perhaps you did have a very unfettered kind of lifestyle, or at least you thought you did. And now it's all been burnt up. Well, yeah, a complete detour, a change of direction. That may be unsettling. You're having to rethink your priorities. A different path. Course disruption. So what are you going to do about it? Hide. You're going to hide, all right? Oh, wow. Well, in case you needed confirmation. An ending there, huh? I can't believe you got the... Well, you didn't exactly get it. It didn't come out. According to my rules, the rules are not... My rules are arbitrary about which cards I take and which cards I don't take, but it's intended to keep the focus so that I don't go off and just read what I want to read. So, something is hidden here. Perhaps you are putting on a show of having not changed while you try to figure some things out. Independent, time alone. This is a bit of a hermit card here. You may either feel that you need that, or it may be coming. You need to become cool, calm, and collected. And it's going to take small steps to get you there. Especially if there's emotional dysregulation issues, learning how to manage your own emotions is a process. Small beginnings, big results. So this really looks like this last line here is a very solid recommendation, or maybe a description of where to start. Keep it to yourself for now. Practice some independence, some time alone. If you have emotional dysregulation, you need to learn to be cool, calm, and collected. And confident in your solitariness. Solitude? Solitude. There's a difference between loneliness and solitude. So someone who enjoys their solitude feels whole and complete by themselves. They don't need someone else to be there. They're not lonely. They're alone, but they're not lonely. So feeling lonely is, a sense of being incomplete, and that is not what's being recommended here. Look, we have be centered, calm, balanced. Adapt to this transformation. Integrate it by being alone, allowing yourself to come to terms with this, to process this, to learn whatever new skills you need to learn. And then only when you have that kind of foundation do you start taking small steps, not big ones, small ones. There are hidden possibilities here, a lot more than you understand right now. Yeah. Look what came out. The iceberg. There's a lot more than meets the eye, like I just said. And the Wheel of Fortune. You may be very much feeling like your life is out of your control. Forces of the divine, the universe, have taken the wheel. So we have fate, karma, perhaps cycles, destiny. So destiny, what is destined for you? But you have free will, so you can choose a different direction. And perhaps you'll get pulled back on track. Perhaps not. Fate. That's a sense that you have no control over what's happening, and things are going to happen no matter what. Whether or not you feel that you are fated for something or destined for something, I have not come to any definite conclusions on those, so you'll probably have to make your own determination on that. Remember, if you go to the internet, be very careful of your sources. There are some really bad ones out there. All right, so now we have deeply committed. Manifest deepest desire, all in for what you want. Reawaken lost hopes. Also uncommon bonds, but I haven't seen anything else about that in here. But deeply committed, you can be deeply committed to yourself, to your own process, to your own development. Perhaps becoming deeply committed to spirituality. And my card. Ooh. So, I do not like this card. This is my Alpha Bros card. They are the red flag of red flags. They are all over the internet, especially if you are male, giving you really, really toxic advice. I think it is perfect that this particular card features completely the wrong breed of dog for a sled race, which is apparently what's going on. So, it is the wrong direction. Your alarm bells should be going off full blast if you come across that stuff. If you are male, the algorithm will feed this to you. So, beware of the red pill manosphere stuff. Kind of suggests I'm speaking to mostly male collective, but doesn't really matter. It's really toxic stuff. And if you're in a female body and you come across a man who has been influenced by this stuff, you need to get out fast. But now we have the Celtic knot, the endless knot, unconditional love, legendary, eternal, connected, love of a lifetime. Holy crap. So somebody is very committed, or wants to be. Or maybe feels like it's inevitable. It's not inevitable because it's two people, and if you don't do the work of having a healthy relationship, then it's not going to happen, or it's not going to last. That means both people have to regulate their own emotions, and both people have to work on communication, reciprocity, all the things that make a healthy relationship. There's a difference between a connection, a soul connection, and a healthy relationship, and the difference is vast. There can be love without a relationship, and it may well open your heart. This could be an opening of the heart chakra, which is an amazing experience. And maybe you have had that. What do you need to know about this load situation? Chart your course. I'm going to need some clarification on that. It does say mastery here. Perfect timing, synchronicity, teamwork. Remember what I said. You have to be a good team or it's not going to work. I like this because you see each gear is complete all by itself. Right? So each one of these gears has to be complete. If they start missing teeth, then they start having problems. It grinds to a halt, right? They start hurting each other. So each one of these gears has to be complete in and of themselves. One gear can't make up for the other, not for long. Something's off. It really looks like not now. Time to wait. You need mastery. Perhaps right now freedom is what's needed. This also says synchronicity, perfect timing. The fox is a creature of monogamy, but you don't want to feel trapped. Not that you can trap a fox easily. It's very difficult. But pay attention to your intuition on this. There's a lot of self-discovery needed still, I think. Yeah. Yeah, it's just not time. You have free will. There are opportunities. So, self-discovery, stepping stones, step by step, keep going, baby steps, progress, spiritual growth. And then we have crossroads, journey, multiple choices, travel, weigh the options, decide, free will, independent. You have one very solid row about being with somebody in a very committed way. But there's nothing else supporting that happening now. Everything else suggests that there's a need for a great deal more progress first. More development. So, that would be my suggestion for you. I think I'll pull a Healing Spirits card for you. One or two. See what we get. My sense is that, it's just not the right time, and you have to wait for perfect timing. You may want to be in control, but that the helm and the gears are suggesting different things, although they are similar in appearance, which is funny, isn't it? See how similar the gears and the helm look? Well, this is perfect. It's 26, if you care, and it is, you are on the right path. Everything here says you are on the right path, but that doesn't mean your destination is around the corner or even in sight. Life lessons again. Interesting. And the number is 18. So I think you have a lot of life lessons to go. You are on the right path. It's okay. Allow it to be what it is. It's a process. Be patient. So, I am wishing you all the best. Clearly, you are doing well on your own. For now. Learn to trust yourself. Till next time.